Hello and welcome back to my RC channel. I'm AndyRC and today I'm going to be replacing the stock camera of the Eachine X220S Wizard with the RunCam Split. Now the RunCam Split at this stage does not need any introduction. It is a FPV camera that doubles up as a 1080p 60 HD recorder, and it uses the same dimensions as the standoffs on the Eachine Wizard X220S. The only thing that I have to do with this model, and I've been meaning to do since I got it, is to remove the unnecessary power distribution board here that is powering up these unnecessary LEDs, and then I can use the 5V out of the ESCs to power the stack of the RunCam Split. So let me take all of this apart and install this and see what the results are like. So you see I need to desolder this, which is powering up this power distribution board, and also desolder all these LEDs as well. So I'm going to do that next. Okay, so that first part was really easy. Just desolder the positive and negative here from the LED boards, and then just yank them through the braided wires here, and then desolder the positive and negative, and that comes out straight away. So I've left the 5V in here from the ESC board. Hopefully I'm going to be able to reuse that with the RunCam Split. So the Eachine Wizard's camera uses a 4-pin JST connector, but with the audio disconnected, and the RunCam Split uses a 3-pin JST connector. So this should be fairly easy to swap over. All that I have to do is cut into the positive and the negative there, because that is currently being powered from this regulator that I did on my previous modification. So I need to cut those out, remove this pin here, and then reconnect it to this 3-pin JST connector, and then plug it into the 5V here, and I should be good to go. Okay, so I've tapped into the 5V of the ESC there, going to the RunCam Split, and then the video stays the same. I've also hooked up the ground to the regulator as well, so I put a regulator in this to get rid of some of the noise. I will put a link in the description to that video. So now all that is left to do is connect this up to the RunCam Split, put all this back together, and we should have a 1080p 60 recorder and FPV at the same time. Okay, so she is in. The question is, do I go with the bye-bye GoPro clickbait? Because it's not really my style. One problem I see with this, of course, is I have many copters, and I cannot easily transfer it through to different copters. You can see that it fits in the Wizard now, though, that I've got rid of that bottom PDB. One thing that I had to do was extend these standoffs above the VTX here so that it did not catch. I wasn't sure which way around to put these, because now it's quite difficult to get to the VTX button, but you can just get to it from the back there. So I decided to put the RunCam Split at the top so I can access the buttons, but I've got it set to record as soon as it boots up, and then I should be able to access the SD card as well, which is there. Now I'm probably going to get some of the sides in shot here. What I think we need, if this RunCam Split becomes a thing, we need a way to mount them up the top here, like some of the X-frames have got. Sadly, I didn't have an X-frame that could fit all of this stack in at the same time, but for me, I think we are going to need the camera up here, and then a protection device up here as well. Then we shouldn't get things like the sides in shot, and also the props as well. But for now, this is all that I have got, so let me put a battery through it and let's see how it performs. Okay, so first of all I want to start off with the DVR footage because this is a bit of a peeve of mine really. So I spent quite a lot of time fitting regulators to the Wizard to get rid of the noise, and because the RunCam Split can only run off 5 volts, then the regulator that I put into this quadcopter was 12 volts, so I had to disconnect that filtered feed and connect it to the ESC's 5 volt out, and I did try and put an LC filter on there as well, but the noise just came back. This is a very noisy model, so my biggest complaint of the RunCam Split is the limited voltage that it can run off, which is 5 volts, and that's it. Any more you'll blow it up, and any less it won't work. So for me, the improvement would be a higher voltage range, at least up to 12 volts, and then that would make it a lot easier for me to sort out these noise issues. That being said, the noise I can definitely put up with if the result is that I have a 1080p 60 video at the end of it. Now, another thing that I noticed straight away is the latency. It definitely has more latency than your normal FPV cam, and I'm not saying that it's enough to cause a problem going around a racetrack, but it's definitely something I had to adjust to whilst flying, and then I think that I could probably go through a few gates, and it certainly is doable for freestyle, which is what I'm doing here. One thing I really like about this system is the moment that you plug it in, it starts recording. You get a little record icon at the top right hand corner, which you can see in this video, and I found that to be really useful, because, you know, it tells you that you are recording. And another thing that I liked as well is that you could use the USB connector to plug it into the computer, and then that acts as a storage device, so you can pull the files off there. And that's good really, because it's difficult to get to that micro SD card slot. It's like a SIM card slot that sort of clicks in place and pulls back. That would be another improvement I would say they need to do really, is have a removable SD card, so it's like on a spring like all of the other micro SD card solutions out there, and that will make it a lot easier to remove the SD card. But there you go, that is my review of the RunCam Split in the Eachine Wizard X220S. I'll put a link in the description if you wish to get one. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please continue to subscribe. Cheers.